Chandra, welcome to the program and thank you very much for giving us the time for this interview.
Thank you, Pradeep.
And,
my pleasure.
Yeah. So first, when Sangeetha came into the business, there was a very active grey market. So what made you take this decision to go retail in such a competitive market?
Well, the fact that we were already a retailer, and when mobile phones hit the market in 1997, we were already a 23-year-old retailer.
Okay.
Since 74. So therefore, it was but natural that we wanted the customers to buy the legal, official phone, and took it up. Obviously, I had never expected that this would go on to become such a big industry, and we would mobile in our whole scheme of things would take the center stage. At that point in time, we were a consumer electronics retailer, and it just happened to be one more addition to the existing range of products.
And today, Sangeetha finds itself at a very important juncture when you have 155 branches spread across 3 states.
Yeah.
Where does Sangeetha go from here?
Well, our ambitions are very, very big. We want to be a national player very, very soon. And so far, it's the funds are all from the family. We have not raised any capital outside. So therefore, our growth has been somewhat at a mediocre pace. Though the pace at which we are growing is fantastic by the standards of in the words of many pundits. But given to myself, I would like to grow at 10 times the pace of what we are growing, because we have a vast country to cover, and to achieve the ambition of being a national player and to be the biggest. We used to be the biggest, in fact, till 2005 probably, almost. But then, those days, the big industrial houses like the Ruyas and the Modis, who eventually stepped into the retailing in the form of the mobile store and the Spice Hotspot, weren't there at that point in time.
Okay.
And now we are one of the top 4 in the country. And though we are very much a regional South India player.
And at a juncture where you have a subscriber base of close to 900 million people, do you see this market getting saturated or growing, sir?
I don't think this market will ever get saturated, at least in the near future, probably for another 10 years or more. Yes, there is a bloodbath when it comes to the operator business per se. The margins that they were used to making all these years have come down in the recent past, and therefore their share prices may be falling or whatever. But when it comes to the devices per se, the devices market has been growing year on year, and the average sale prices of the devices also has been growing. And with technology improving by the day, smartphones have come here to stay in the last couple of years. And a customer buying a 30,000 or a 40,000 rupee product today, it's no longer something very big. People are strangely affording, and more people are able to afford, and it's really a great business to be in, personally, if you ask me. And I don't see any sort of saturation happening in the near future, as I mentioned.
And most of our viewers who have been writing into us would really appreciate your views on the tablet device market. What are your views on the tablet device as such? Do you feel that they are here to replace the PC?
Well, pardon me for my limited knowledge, or rather, my views at this point in time on the tablet. Yes, the proliferation of tablets that is happening by the day it gives me an indication that they're going to, there's a tsunami of tablets that's happening. 2 years back, when I was in Barcelona to attend the GSM conference, and I saw almost every other stall displaying tablets, I was wondering what is happening. But then I see the same thing today with every brand walking into my room saying that they are coming out with tablets. I'm one thing that is happening is the educational institutions, the student community at large has been taking this as a, replacing their books and replacing their laptops, definitely. And today the schooling, the education system also is, it's by the day the lower standard of class, that is the middle school and the lower classes also are going technology route. So therefore I think there's a huge potential in terms of tablets, and that is precisely what is happening. My my thought process is not actually able to estimate the sort of potential that is there in this, the way things are happening.
And what are your views on the smartphones, sir? Do you believe that the smartphones are here to replace what we knew conventionally as a mobile phone?
100%. 100%.
So there is...
yes, with whatever education that we have in the country, yes, more and more, the smaller town guys who are not exposed to technology are today trying out the various things, and with social media becoming so very active, and all the youth of the country, irrespective of the background that they come from, are using the social media and all that. So the smartphones, with the sort of the facilities that they have on the smartphones, be it from the mailing to the entertainment to the gaming to the ease of use and all that, I'm sure they are here to stay, and they're going to probably yes, over a period of time, just the way the monochrome phones have disappeared. I think there would be a day sooner than later where everything in the market would be probably a smartphone.
Okay. And so one more thing is that there is a general perception in the market that when you buy phones from Sangeetha, they are reliable. And that is where you're scoring over the grey market. How does Sangeetha decide what kind of original equipment manufacturer to entertain? Because everybody wants a piece of Subhash Chandra.
So I'm honored. Sangeetha, yes, Sangeetha is a household name in this part of the country. That is not necessarily Karnataka, as I said, in all the 3 states at least that we are operational right now. We are yet to start our operations in Kerala very soon, probably before the end of this financial year, we will be there. So coming to your question that every OEM wants to be a part of Sangeetha. Well, today all the MNC brands are definitely sold in great numbers in Sangeetha, and we are one of the top 3 or 4 valued partners by every brand in the country in terms of business, in terms of turnovers. And coming to the Indian brands per se, which are growing by the day. If you look at the Indian branded mobile phone scene in the last about 4-5 years, ever since they Spice Mobiles as the first Indian branded GSM mobile phone started off, and then followed by Micromax Carbon and etc. etc. See, there has been a huge proliferation. More than 250 brands hit the market, out of which probably about 230 brands have fallen by the wayside, struggling to make a mark. But then I think the smartphones and the tablets have sort of given them a fresh lease of life, wherein they are relaunching themselves, at least a handful of them, and trying to come back into the market. And yes, as Sangeetha, we would definitely like to choose our brands that we would like to partner with, because we want our customer to have a very happy experience post the purchase. He trusts the brand Sangeetha more than the handset brand that he is buying. So if he is buying a brand that Sangeetha is selling, so irrespective of whether tomorrow the brand exists or not, Sangeetha's responsibility it is to take care of his post-sale service needs. Therefore, we would be very careful, we would be very choosy, and we don't want to spread ourselves very thin when it comes to offering many Indian brands from our stores.
That brings me to the next question, sir. Does Sangeetha entertain mobile phones that are of Chinese make?
Well, what is Chinese make? I think there's a little gray area in the word Chinese make. Nokia's and Samsung's and including Apple get their products manufactured partly or fully in China. So let's be very clear on that today China is the hub of manufacturing, not necessarily for mobiles but for almost everything in the world that is sold in the world. So therefore, what is a Chinese make? Apart from the MNC brands, as we just now discussed, there are so many Indian brands, and all these people are actually importing and just doing nothing but marketing. They're doing a little bit of R&D in terms of what features need to be there, what are not so very important. And they're also doing, apart from the little bit of R&D, they are doing nothing but marketing.
Okay.
They're doing a brand building. So a brand which is able to spend decent amount of money on building the brand and also does a relatively good job on the R&D and able to bring some USB into the phone like a Micromax, is able to establish themselves. The others who are just going by the run-of-the-mill models, they're all falling by the wayside.
And now we would like to ask, I don't know whether you will be divulgent on this question. Is Sangeetha planning to enter the device business?
Well, there's no reason for me not to be divergent on that, and very soon you will see our own brand of mobile phone, but not in the name of Sangeetha though, obviously, because Sangeetha as a retailer is such an established name in South India and in amongst the telecom circles in the country. So if I bring it in the name of Sangeetha, then I would not be able to sell it into the market. So therefore, we would be coming out with a neutral name of neutral brand of mobile phone, and it'll be with all the experience that we guys have got from the industry. So we feel we would be able to add a lot of value in terms of features, in terms of products, in terms of pricing, and the trust of the customer would be there because we are a brand that have been in existence for the last 38 years as Sangeetha. So when it comes from the stable of Sangeetha, I think the assurance is given.
Is this business plan for this financial year or the next?
Well, 3 months from now we should be hitting the market.
Is that not terrible news for the original equipment manufacturers?
I don't think so. There is a lot of space for everyone to coexist.
Which means your brand will be competing in your showroom with the other brands that you already...
Well, I would not go overboard in promoting our own brand in our stores because we would like to give the choice. We would like to take our brand. It would be occupying the space of top 3-4 brands that exist amongst the Indian brands, and all the MNC brands, and amongst the Indian brands there will be some 3-4, which is if I have to name a few, the Micromax, the Carcon, the Cellcon, which is popular in South India, and probably our brand. So we would like to restrict ourselves to about 4 brands, which would also include our brand. And we do not want to influence upon the customer. We will certainly not, in terms of his purchase decision. So I don't think it would, metamorphically change the scene at the store in terms of the number divide.
And when is Sangeetha planning to penetrate the northern and western markets of the nation?
In terms of retail?
Yep.
Well, in terms of retail, we have been exploring various options. We have been studying as to which should be the market that we should be looking at. Yes, there are different opinions that come by, like Gujarat is a good state to be in, and rest of Maharashtra apart from Mumbai is a good state to be in, and stuff like that. But I guess personally my opinion is to be in Mumbai or Delhi.
So, a week or 2 weeks back there was an award ceremony by ET. We heard that Sangeetha has won a particular award. Can you just be a little more specific as to why?
Well, Pradeep, it's a matter of pride that Sangeetha has won an ET Retail Award, and this happened in January of this year and in Mumbai. And there were totally 14 awards that were given away, and this is across all retail, not necessarily telecom, retail. And we won an award for excellence in customer service. And before, and there was actually, we had to, there were quite a few nominations from across the country from various retail partners. And then there was a shortlisted set of companies who had to face the jury and give a presentation and face questions before they were selected. And the final nominations in the category that we won, which is for excellence in customer service, was Pantaloons and Godrej. So Sangeetha beats Pantaloons and Godrej to take the award. And it's really a matter of pride, as I mentioned. And probably the reason why we were chosen for this award is the USPs that we bring to the table, which is very, very unique. And nobody has been able to replicate them in the last 4 years.
Give us an example, sir.
Which is, for example, our insurance. We call it by the name of Swift, which is a super fast mobile insurance. The very concept of insurance in the country, if you see, most people in our country do not insure their life. That is because we as a country do not believe insurance so much. But we set a trend by insuring all the mobile phones that are sold by Sangeetha. In fact, you would be amazed to hear, you would be shocked to hear rather, that we spend about 5 crore rupees per year only to insure the customers' mobiles which are already sold. It's not to sell, it is post-sale. From the minute it is sold, it is taken care of. So, and we also take care of the claim settlement. We settle the claim in 7 days, and our claim rejection ratio is about less than 5%.
Okay.
And so basically, we don't even need an FIR if it is less than 15,000 rupees. So it's, most of these things are unbelievable. Like,
Yes.
without an FIR, how do you settle a claim? Wouldn't it be misused? Is the obvious question that I am posed at by many. But then we have got the act right over a period of last 5 years. This has been on, and there have been innumerable number of customers who have benefited from this. So that's one. And recently, about a year and a half back, we have also launched something called Delight. So this is again a beautiful product. Every smartphone or a tablet that is bought in Sangeetha, if it were to have a problem during the course of the warranty period, our person just a phone call from the customer, and our person lands up at the customer's place, be it the office or residence, and picks it up, drops it at the service center, then picks it up and drops it back. And during the interim period, he also gives you a standby phone.
Yes.
So this we do it across 5 cities. That is including Mumbai, Delhi, where we are presently not there. That is, if you as a customer in Bangalore who have bought a phone at Sangeetha and have travelled on an assignment to Mumbai or Delhi, and your phone were to conk, we are just a phone call away, even in Mumbai and Delhi, where we just pick it up, give you a standby, and probably drop it back at Bangalore if you are coming back the next day.
And your company also has various financing options where many times you use finance phones for 0% interest. Now all this requires very, very heavy funding. So is Sangeetha planning to go public?
Well, yes. See, we recently launched the first of its kind in the country, a campaign called Zero is Hero. It was a very successful campaign. What do you mean by Zero is Hero? See, basically, from time to time, different retailers come up with a zero interest, zero processing fee campaigns for whatever products. But this was a campaign that was across 12 banks. So right from HDFC to Citi to ICICI to Axis, going up to a State Bank of India to Kotak Mahindra to IndusInd Bank cards, including the Indian Bank cards, which are not so very popular. So we had covered almost a huge gamut of 12 banks. So almost 95% or probably 98% of the population were covered by these cards. So you could just walk in, buy any phone without any sort of interest or a processing fee or anything. Some of the banks, because of the huge volume of business that we committed, waived the processing fee. Where the other banks did not waive, we took that hit on our and we gave it as a benefit to all our consumers, and it was a big hit. Coming to the other part of the question that whether we are going public, yes, it's too early right now, but the ultimate ambition, for me, as the managing director of this company is to take this company public, and the timelines are about 3 years from now.
Okay.
So by 2015 we should be going public. Currently we are, as a group, we are about 700 crores, and as a retail entity we are about 550 crores. We should be closing this year, right? And we are, as I said, we are fully funded by ourselves. We do not have any external partners or any external private equity or dilution of stake. So far it's 100% family owned business, and the family also comprises a very small family, which is me, my wife and my father, who started the company. So therefore we are in a great situation to first probably dilute a little bit of the stake and then go public. So right now, in fact, we don't need to dilute any stake. We are quite comfortably managing with the resources that we generate.
Which brings me to my next question. We all know that failure is very legitimate. It has only one father. Success has many fathers. Who is behind the success of Sangeetha?
Well, if you ask me, do you have any role model and who are your role models? If I may infer, that is your
No, I asked who is behind this tremendous success over the past 5 or 6 years. Who's driven this?
Okay,
to where it is today?
I would like to say our success has been probably it's been a team effort. It's been I must tell you that most of the people who join our company have not left us. You know, I have got employees who are working with me for more than 15, 17 years, in fact, to be precise. I have some of them. And there are many of them who are working in this company for double digit, that is 10 years or more. So it's the team that has built this company. Having said that, yes, I am honored to be the leader of the team and carrying the flag as a torchbearer. Yes, it's been a lot of hard work, and when we look back, it's really a nice moment, to have seen the journey that you have covered from one store in from 1974 to 2001, a good 28 years, and from 2001 to 2012. We are now, in fact, by Diwali we would be 175 stores, and we have during this journey we have also done one acquisition in Chennai where we bought out an existing chain of 21 showrooms called Wavetel, and in this space of mobile phone retailing there have been only 2 acquisitions in the country, and ours happens to be one of those 2. So it's really a pride, it's an honor, and I would say it's teamwork, and it is the real hard work and tons of hours of work that our team has put in, and the dedication towards making it a big success.
Does Mr. Subhash Chandra have any preferential original equipment manufacturer that he reserves his space for in Sangeetha?
Well, see, nothing of that sort actually. See, the market dynamics keep changing. We all know that Nokia commanded a huge market share till the other day, and we see the scales changing so fast. No doubt, Nokia was holding on to its huge market share for a long time. But then once it started falling, it has really been falling very, very fast. And Samsung today is the undoubted number one. Of course, even today, volume-wise, Nokia sells more in our stores, not only in our stores, nationally also. Samsung, by virtue of value, is the number one. And we have been not influencing, as I said. We have given the choice, we have offered the choice to the consumer, we have made available the entire range of brands and products. So there is nothing that we would like to say that I would bet big on this brand, or when it comes to our own choice. See, because after all, I am a facilitator, and whatever the features, our people are trained to explain to the consumer and finally help the customer to make the right choice depending on the requirements of the consumer.
And finally, sir, what mobile phone does Mr. Subhash Chandra use?
I use a Galaxy Note Samsung.
So that should come as good news to your at least Samsung.
Thank you.
Mr. Chandra, I know you're leaving the country, and thank you very much for taking your time off from your busy schedule to speak to Techulator.com. It was a pleasure having this interview. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Pradeep, and all the very best to Techulator and your team and all the people that have been going through your reviews. And I think it's a great space to be in.
Thank you very much, sir.